Jazzy Joe's Vinyl Adventures.
Okay, give me a beat.
Watch this. This.
Hey, I'm Hrishi K. I'm a popular radio host and podcaster. This is the finale of the web series Jazzy Joe's Vinyl Adventures. Now, Jazzy and myself have been great buddies from the 90s. That was the time when he was ruling all the DJ charts, and he was the most sought-after DJ at not just nightclubs, but parties around the country. I'm talking about CJs at the Le Meridian in Delhi, My Kind of Place at the Taj in Delhi. And I tell you this, our passion for music, our creative musical collection, and our views on vinyl records, CDs, and all forms of music is something that you will love. Now, during the series, I've got to tell you, Jazzy Joe's Vinyl, Jazzy asked other vinyl lovers some basic common questions, and this is the best of what they had to say. Let's roll the memory cams.
What was your first experience with vinyl records? Did you hear it at your home? Did your father have some? Did your uncle have some? At a friend's house? At a shop? Where was it?
First time I heard it was at a friend's place, at a senior from school. वहीं आपके घर के पास B block में. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, I still have a very vague memory of that. So I think most of the households in the late 80s, early 70s to late 80s, they had an LP player. And I also grew up listening to that. But one very fond memory that I had was that my dad was he used to love Jim Reeves. So I still have that thing on my mind when he used to come from office and he used to play Snowflakes from Jim Reeves, which was undoubtedly my very fond childhood memories.
My parents, of course, they were never into vinyls or music or records. So, but back in 1980s, I visited a shop in Bandra. Near to that Lucky restaurant, Bandra West, where all those kabaddi-walas sit. Okay, so from there I purchased vinyl, my first vinyl, which was Razia Sultan. I still own it. Sultan. But I did not have a player to play it, actually speaking. So then again I went in search for a record player. Then again from the same place I could find one Mitsui. It was a very old Mitsui without a cartridge. So I bought that. And then I got it repaired. I somehow got a cartridge fitted, and then that is when my love with vinyls started, actually speaking.
You can see me. I am playing the flute. I'm just revolving it on the floor, on a top, on the and singing the song myself.
Oh, okay.
I was not allowed to. It's like it's 3 or 4 years old. So my dad used to play the records, and I was not allowed to touch the record player. So what radiogram we had. So what I did, I used to collect some rejected records, play them, and sing the song.
Oh, wow.
So the first thing I realized that I love only records in life.
Let's talk about records per se, because gramophone records have been around since I've been born. My grandfather, my father, we had records in the house. So that was nothing new. I have a picture of me sitting on our family radiogram, the huge machines that they used to have.
I'd like to ask you, when did both of you decide to make vinyl, and why?
Well, I started the label in India. So we launched a label, and for us, that's the best sound. So as a record label, you want to put out the best sound. So that was the idea about, releasing music also on vinyl. So there was a limited market, but that is the real sound. So that was basically the idea.
We actually started, when we started collecting, we found that apart from the international, the quality of the international albums, be it English or any other genre, and if you compare it with the latest pressings that were in the market of Indian records, there was a huge difference in terms of the quality of the product. So, and as you know that, the Indian music scene, especially the vinyl records, are pretty expensive if you want to acquire good quality vinyls and the older ones. If it's a first press or, other albums, it's pretty expensive. So one day, out of the blue, we said that, what's the rocket science? Why can't we actually start a company and make vinyls? Or what's stopping us? Why people are not doing it? So at times, things just click.
Okay, I owned quite a bit of vinyls, and then I have a lot of record players also. I've been collecting and experimenting. So, and Kaushik used to come very frequently to my house and listen to music, and we used to play together, and that's how it all started. So then I gave Kaushik one of my record player, a Sony one, which was very old, and then he also started listening to vinyls. Of course, his collection is far greater than mine as of now. So he started listening, and then over a party we were discussing, and it was very late in the night, and then we said, why don't we get into making vinyls? So okay, then we started the process. We first met, it was our first few days, and we met Sony guys. Really thanks to them when Sony Music was functional. We met them. That's how it all started.
These record labels used to haunt me a lot.
Okay.
The Columbia, HMV, Polydor, and RCA Victor, London. There's so many labels are there, known, unknown. These labels used to haunt me a lot. So sometimes I used to think I myself can have a label made by me.
Okay.
I can own a label also. So when we met, these things, I think these are a kind of divine intervention. God is there, that I met him, Kushal, or he met me. We thought the same thing of making records, and that thing happened.
So we've been fascinated by records, that goes without saying. And we've been hearing, collecting, and basically we're music lovers. So Ashish and I, both of us are music lovers, and we discovered that our passion was common. So we got together, and here we are. Tara Disc Record LLP is an enterprise which is a labor of love, where we are outputting and music, but we are searching for people with like-minded passion who are looking for a very good quality of music in terms of not only the selection, the repertoire, the sleeve notes, the art, and wonderful sound, as good as it can get. So we were always fascinated when we saw, especially foreign LPs, and we saw the production was so good and so meticulous. They are mentioning as many details as possible. So हम लोग ने कहा कि why can't we do all this?
Okay, that brings me to my last question.
Okay.
Since you've come out with all these albums and you've got feedback from the customers, you've got feedback from collectors, what today, if I ask you, what would be the future of vinyl in India, according to you?
Well, it's just growing. It's only going in the right direction. So, and it's lovely to see that, because I mean, when we started, nobody really knew, and everybody used to think we are crazy. I mean, and even like when we started the cutting facility, even then the reaction was still the same. But in the last 2-3 years now, I've seen it's actually growing in India as well, which is a good thing. So hoping it only goes in the right direction. That's it's looking like that for sure.
What has happened is that when we have, when we actually went into the market, there are people, there is a market which is there, and we also have sold few vinyls to customers who don't have a vinyl record player also. But
okay.
yeah, so they have started collecting it, and what I feel is that I think people are now coming back to vinyl listening in a big way, and I hope that this continues, because that's how we will also be encouraged to bring out newer albums, and I don't foresee any kind of I don't think so any other genre is going to be as successful as vinyl records.
We are in touch with many groups who buy vinyl and they own music, and they keep listening to them. There are collectors, and there are really some crazy collectors who one can go bonkers just going through their collection. So, but again, as I said, that in India it's a very limited market, it's a very niche market, but I am sure it would grow. As we are seeing a trend all over the world, in the international market, you are seeing the number of turntables, the number of companies releasing their turntables. Of late, you see so many releases just because of the COVID situation in 2020. Few releases of turntable manufacturers, they have hold back their releases, but there are many manufacturers coming up with new models. And they are priced so exorbitant, actually speaking, but still I'm sure people buy. So in the same way, people will buy vinyl. They will surely buy in India. The collectors will always buy, and it's our job, people like us, who have to put in more efforts to make it more aware, create an awareness, promote vinyl, so that there are more and more buyers who are interested to purchase. It's an expensive hobby, you see. So
very true.
We have to promote. We have to promote.
No, like old days, it's not possible.
Okay.
But people like shauqeen aadmi.
Okay.
So if they have some inclination for vinyls, they know about vinyls, they have some inclinations, and people are also becoming tired of digital formats and all. So vinyl thing, and you start getting them on Amazon, on shopping malls also. They keep certain amount of vinyls. The thing is that it's costly, first of all. The thing which you get for free, then you have to pay 2,000, 3,000 bucks for them. But for people who are really care for good sound quality, good music, collectibles, they will keep buying records. And everybody knows in the WhatsApp group, and there are groups, they sell, buy records, exchange. So many things are happening.
Well, I would like to see that happen, that, we are back with a lot of vinyls and people are glued on to vinyl players and buying records, because for me, a person like me, when I hold a record, there's a electric current that passes through my body.
Okay.
I can't see a broken disc, or it breaks my heart. So I'm coming from there. So I would love to see this happen, and I feel CDs were very cold, to hold. It didn't happen with CDs. But I feel that's a gone era, and it may never come back in that sense. But there are people like you and me and Ashish who are just, we just go bonkers when we see discs, and the thrill of playing a disc is just, cannot be described in words.
Very true.
So I don't think it's going to happen in a very big way. But yes, the community is growing because people in India are understanding, the small things that make one happy, and this is one of them.
Yeah, cool. Take care, guys. Take care. All the best.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah. Keep it up.
Thank you.
I tell you what, this man is popular. People who are in the public eye, celebrities, music lovers around the globe are here to send him messages and displaying their love and affection for DJ Jazzy Joe. Here we go with some special ones for Jazz.
Yo, what's up? This is your man Montel Jordan sending this love all around the world to my man Mixmaster Jazzy Joe. Yo, Joe, you are appreciated, man, as a pioneer Indian DJ who began mixing back in 1984, yo, rocking New Delhi with your hip-hop nights since 1995, since we was doing This Is How We Do It. So thank you for allowing my music to be a part of the soundtrack to your life and for your hands taking my music all around the world. I know you collect that vinyl, probably more than 12,000 pieces of vinyl and autographs, more than 2,000. I don't know if you got one of mine up in there, but hopefully I'll become 2001. But I just want you to know you got many more adventures ahead. Thank you for bringing music into the world and for doing what you do. Basically, we've been on tour together for many, many years, Jazzy Joe. So, yo, take care, man. Celebrate well and just know you are being appreciated, valued, and celebrate because of who you are. Yo, Mixmaster Jazzy Joe, this is how we do it. Let's go.
Hi, this is for the young people who grew up without ever having heard vinyl. Guys, you're missing out on so much. You know, you listen to YouTube and you listen to MP3, and these formats have squeezed and compressed the beauty of the music into something terrible. Please let vinyl into your hearts and give it a try and realize how much more pleasure they can be.
Hi, this is Subir Malik from Parikrama. Just wanted to wish Jazzy the very best for the phenomenal vinyl series that he's created and for the finale that's coming up soon. I myself am a vinyl collector for over 20 years, and trust me, the kind of feel you get when you take out your vinyl, clean it, put it, it's hard work instead of just putting in MP3s, but it's very well worth it. I mean, so all the best to you, Jazzy, and all my friends who love and collect vinyl. For people who don't, there's always a start. So I think you should start and see the difference. All the best, rock and roll.
Hi friends, this is Bobby Cash. I want to thank my friend Jazzy Joe as he concludes his wonderful, exciting, and very enjoyable series, Vinyl Adventures. As a lover of vinyl records and as someone who grew up in a time when this is how we heard music. And here are some of my old records that I have. These are real. A lot of these are very, very precious and dear to me, and but thank you, Joe. And all you vinyl lovers, and it was great to watch many of you on the show, and it's nice to know that I'm not alone. There's so many more like me out there who love these records and collect them. And of course there's a whole generation out there, Joe, who have watched your series, and I'm sure they'll also become a fan of vinyl. Great job done, Joe. My best wishes to you and to all you vinyl lovers.
Hey guys, this is DJ Suketu, and there's a special shout out and a special mention to my man DJ Jazzy Joe, sir. He's been doing these series online on vinyls, and it has just been absolutely fabulous. I've watched a few of them as well, and it's coming to an end, which is very, very sad, but what he's done throughout on these shows has been just fantastic. Vinyls, personally, to me, has been very close to my heart. I mean, I started off DJing on vinyls. I still have a collection of good 150 vinyls of my own, and I still have my Techniques 1210 turntables, and from time to time, whenever I get a chance, I do spin a few of them and just keep in touch with it. Just the whole feel, the analog sound, picking up that needle, putting it on the record, and it's just the fun of its own. So one more time, I'd like to say congratulations and all the best to Jazzy Joe, sir. It was a fantastic series on vinyls. Keep up the good work. Cheers, guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Jonky. I'm a percussionist. So I understand the value of pure sound that is also comes from vinyl record. As it is the final episode of my dear friend DJ Jazzy Joe's vinyl adventures, I would like to wish him and vinyl lovers all over the world all the very best for your record collections. Keep it up. See you, bro.
Hi, Jazzy. I must compliment you for a unique initiative, a unique non-profit initiative, purely out of the passion in your heart, passion in your soul for vinyl, for songs, for music, for the legends. Your collection of their autographs, their vinyls, of their movies is astounding. It's absolutely unique. I have never come across a collection like this in the world. Maybe my knowledge is limited, I do not know, but in my limited knowledge, I don't know anybody who's achieved what you have achieved. And here's cheers to all lovers of vinyl. And also good news, my dad's Anand Bakshi Saab's biography, Nagme Kisse Baatein Yaadein, has been published. It's available on Amazon.in. I hope you can spread the word on behalf of Bakshi Saab and all the amazing composers, singers, almost 96 composers he has worked with, 250 directors and hundreds of singers. Please spread the word so that this story can be known to more people. And we are wishing you all the best in your endeavors, all your endeavors. Lots of love. Bye.
Yo, what's up? It's your friendly neighborhood Coolio. Sending a shout out to my homeboy Mix Master Jazzy Joe. Hey, Mix Master, keep it spinning, baby. He's one of the pioneer Indian DJs who begun mixing in 1984 and rocking New Delhi with hip-hop nights since 1995. A collector of vinyl, 12,000 plus, and autographed records, 2,000 plus. Hey, I'm wishing you many more gangsta adventures and do your thing on your fantastic voyage to the gangsta paradise. You feel me? Jazzy Joe, let it go. Shaka Zulu, man. It's Coolio with the flow. Yay, yay.
Wow, great messages and wishes from you guys. No wonder vinyl is still going strong, even after more than 100 years of its existence. I can feel the warmth and love that people have for records. And now we go directly to the man responsible for creating this web series about vinyl. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend DJ Jazzy Joe, the wonderful Jazzy Joe. Joe, good to see you, my brother.
Hi, Hrishi. Hi,
most importantly, are your family and you safe and healthy, Jazz?
Yes, of course, yes. Of course, with the blessings of all my friends and family and fans, I am still happy and rocking, and I see you are also rocking as usual, Hrishi, and it's such a pleasure to see you.
Jazzy, thank you for inviting me for this wonderful show of yours. I want to know, everybody knows about your career as a DJ, but when you got your first vinyl, you want to jog back your memory to when you were a kid and what you felt like when you opened the wrapping and, you felt that vinyl in your hand. You must have some wonderful memories.
Yes, actually, Hrishi, for me, both the experiences were separate. I did not have a vinyl at home or a record player till maybe mid-70s. That was in London. But my experience of vinyl goes before that. That was right next to my school. As fate would have it, I had a vinyl shop right next to my school. And as kids are, after school, we used to loiter around and everything. So every day, Hrishi, I would stand outside the shop knowing that I cannot afford to buy a record. And I would watch people go in and go out. And I would watch them go into the listening rooms, which were in the form of, like you see the London telephone boxes, the red one. So they were in the same design. And I would just stand outside and wonder, what a world that was. And I would be standing in the front of the shop with my nose pressed against the glass, a small kid, if you can imagine. And one day, the owner was a lady. And one day, she came out. I think she noticed me a couple of days. And she came out and she told me that, why don't you come in, son? So I told her, I said, no, I cannot buy, I cannot buy. So she said, you know music, you know any songs? I said, yes, I know ABBA. So she said, what is your favorite song? I said, Money, 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 which is very surprising because people who know me like you, they know that I'm very, very just think about money. I'm not in love with money, but somehow that song was on my head at that time. It had just come out. So she told me, you want to hear it? Come in. You can listen to it. So I said, no. I cannot buy it. I cannot buy the record. I don't have money. So she said, no, you don't need to buy it. No, just listen. Come. And she took me into her shop. She played the record, made me enter the listening room. And I heard that song like I have never heard it before because I was listening to it on radio and on cassette. My father had bought the first cassette of that album, which was ABBA's Greatest Hits, Volume 2, with a grey cover. And that featured the song Money, 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 along with a great selection of hits, ABBA hits. And that, I think, that is when it bit me. And the first records that entered my house, thanks to my father, were 3-4 albums of the series Top of the Pops. I'm sure you are aware of that series. Top of the Pops was a great show and a great property in UK. And it had a amazing amount of compilations released in the name of Top of the Pops. And these compilations were what I experienced as my first vinyl in my home. But it was ABBA's record, which was the first record that I heard, thanks to that lady. I intend to go back once all this is over. I intend to go back to London and, try to find out the lady. The shop is not there anymore. Now there is an eatery. But I hope I can find her and I can thank her for the passion she began.
That's a beautiful, beautiful nugget. But do you remember the first vinyl that you actually bought? You paid for it across the counter and it came in. Do you remember that one? Which would it be?
That was again ABBA's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Even till date, I don't know if I should say this because I'll be contacted by a lot of sellers. But, if I find that vinyl anywhere, if a seller offers that vinyl to me, I cannot say no. I have about 18 copies of it till now, and I cannot say no, just because of the sentimental value it has for me. So that was the first record that I bought from Singapore with my own money.
Lovely. Now, what prompted you to do Jazzy Joe's Vinyl Adventures? You have Jazzy Joe Entertainment. You could have gone with any series. You could have produced it and made it a passion project. Why Vinyl Adventures in particular, Joe?
Hrishi, I do love vinyl. I have more than 12,000 records. That shows that I am crazy about it. Beyond the normal passion of people. And I knew that there are people like me in India. I knew there are people like me around the world. But I knew some of those. I didn't know some of those people. So the whole idea was that why not do something where I can share my passion with these people and share these people with the rest of the world, so that the rest of the world sees that alive is the word for vinyl. Vinyl is still alive in India. It is still alive. It is still kicking. Yes, less people, but the passion is still as strong as it used to be in the 60s and 70s. So that was the whole idea of making this. And luckily, thanks to the recent happenings around the world, I got a break from my profession, from my career. We do not have as many shows as we used to. And so, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So creative people have to do something or the other. So I learned a little editing. I learned a few things. and I try to do this, something creative, some content which I can put out there, where we can talk about the passion I have and the passion so many people had. As you've seen the series, you can see that there are people who are making vinyl, people who are collecting vinyl, people who are selling vinyl. They have invested time, money, energy into vinyl. So I wanted that to be seen around the world, that vinyl is alive and kicking in our country.
Yeah, and World Record Store Day is celebrated with equal fervor in India. Jazzy and myself, in the last World Record Store Day, we were in a heritage building, which is the Mumbai Opera House, and there were vinyl lovers from all over the country who had come there, and you were just, buying them off the shelf, whether it's Led Zeppelin or Boney M, or even more recent material like John Mayer. You were getting them all.
If you remember, I met you also in Mumbai.
Correct. That's what I'm talking about.
One of the dudes.
Yeah. Jazz, I want to now show your wonderful collection to all the viewers. So let's go now and take a look at Jazzy Joe's collection, over 1,000 vinyls. Here we go.
Okay, well, this is part of my collection, not all of it, because at the moment I am not in the house that I am destined to be. I'm just waiting for my new house to be ready in a few months. So a lot of my collection is packed right now. But what you are seeing is a part of it. And it takes up one room completely. And then it also leaks into the other rooms. There are other almirahs also, as you can see behind me also. So this is in my living room. So it's not that it is just contained to one room of the house. It is everywhere. And still a lot of it is packed, and I intend to, display all of it and open all of it and have a proper room for it once my new place is available for me to live in. But this is something I'm sure, Rishi, you would understand, because I've seen your collection of CDs. The collection you have at your home. I have had the pleasure to see that. So I know you can understand, that there is a story behind each record that you see in my collection. I did not buy them in bulk. I did not go somewhere and buy 2,000 records. Each record has been imported, has been bought. There is a memory, there is a story to it. And that's something that is so precious, I think, in everybody's life. Especially as you grow older. If an old man does not have his memories, what does he have?
And I always say this, that, what the MP3 generation and, the phone generation will not have is the pleasure of taking out those, sleeves of the CD, and in the vinyl case, the packing itself, and go through the literature, whether it's the lyrics booklet or it's the credits and things like that. And Jazzy's absolutely right. This is a CD collection that I have, and my mother and my wife keep joking, saying that if I'd conserved and saved the kind of money that I spent on those CDs, we would probably be living in a bungalow as opposed to a Mumbai apartment. and you run out of space as a collector. We put them on my living room wall, and the entire living room is covered with those CDs. And then we had to find more space in the corridor. So why don't we do one thing? You've taken a look at a part of Joe's extensive vinyl collection. Let's now check out my CD collection. This is Hrishikesh's CD collection, collected with a lot of passion.
Wow, amazing.
So there you go. Jazzy's seen it, and you get a sneak peek into it. And I tell you this, what you're doing, which is vinyls have come back into fashion. I don't know if CDs will come back into fashion or not. But like I said, it's very difficult for me to give any of them away because there's a memory attached to each one of them. I could tell you my first Real World record, for example. Real World, for those of you who don't know, is Peter Gabriel's record label. They are pioneers, and Peter Gabriel, sitting out of his studio in Bath in the United Kingdom, has recorded, God bless his soul, U. Srinivas on the mandolin. Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Sahab, along with Michael Brooks, done these amazing fusion albums. Yusun Ador.
I have that album on vinyl. I have that album.
Night Song. Do you have Night Song? Yeah, great. Yeah. So, Michael Brooks, Ustad Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, we're talking Youssou N'Dour, the Senegalese singer. There's so much amazing real world content. And I remember in Mumbai city when I was doing my post-graduation in St. Xavier's College, you'd only get them in Rhythm House in Kala Ghoda. And I'd take my motorcycle, park it in Andheri, take the train in from Andheri to a church gate, and then walk to Kala Ghoda and just browse in that store. It doesn't exist anymore. Of course, later then the Groove came in, Hero Music came in Bandra, Groove came in Churchgate. But I have these wonderful memories, and I always tell people that what Mahmood Karmali had done with Rhythm House, you had these listening corners, you had highly educated staff who came and gave you advice on anything from Indian classical to rock music and things like that. So that's the story, the nuggets behind it.
Very true. I had the pleasure to talk to Mahmood Karmali a couple of episodes back. Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
Jazzy, I know that collecting autographs on the vinyl is another abiding passion because, it's almost like a badge or a tattoo that you have, on your body. Memorable ones that were very difficult to get. Let me put it this way. Any that you'd like to share with us?
That's a very difficult question, Rishi, because people maybe do not realize how difficult it is to get these autographs. People see my photographs, they see the good side of it. They see that I possess these autographs. But there have been times when I have waited for 4-5 hours in airports, in hotels, in shows, for the artists. There have been a couple of artists who have refused to autograph. Of course, 99% have very happily autographed because it was vinyl, it was records. So they knew that this guy is a fan. He is someone who has bought our music. He has not just come with a piece of paper. He has bought our music, he has heard our music, and he wants our autograph on an LP record, which itself is quite a rare and valuable thing nowadays. So that way I have been lucky that a lot of them have shared the passion and the respect that I have for vinyl and for music. So that has happened, but it's difficult to kind of, choose because each one is valuable. I mean, which one do you say is more valuable than the other? Mohammad Rafi, Kishore Kumar, Lata Mangeshkar, Michael Jackson. Who do you say is more valuable than the other? Of course, Michael Jackson was very hard to get, definitely. And that was thanks to a very dear friend. His name was Roger, and I got it through him. And recently, I got Kishore Kumar. I was missing Kishore Kumar in my collection on a vinyl record. I had Kishore Kumar on a art drawing, but I was missing him on a vinyl record. But recently, a collector friend, he came to know through this program only, the previous episodes, my autograph adventures. He came to know that I have everything, but I don't have Kishore Kumar. So he reached out to me and he said that, would you like Kishore Kumar in your collection? I said, yeah, I mean, of course, definitely. And he was gracious enough to complete that part of my collection. So yes, Rishi, a lot of valuable autographs. And for me, every autograph in my collection is valuable because I'm not looking at popular artists. I'm not looking at famous people. I'm looking at artists, whether they are famous or not, whether they are popular or not, because I don't intend to sell these. These are my collection out of my passion, out of my love and respect for these artists and what they have done in their lives. So that's why my collection is not based on popularity or on fame. Amitabh Bachchan Saab is as important for me as a new actor who has made it to Bollywood, after 5 years of struggling and come from a small village. For me, he's as valuable as Amitabh Bachchan ji. So that's the difference that I might say there is in my collection. So that's why it's very difficult for me to answer that question, Rishi, that which is more valuable. They're all valuable. It's like me asking somebody which kid of yours is more valuable.
Yeah. No, what I meant was which is the most difficult to get. But like you said, all of them, none of them have come easy to you. So that's the way it is. Jazzy Joe's Vinyl Adventures, Jazzy Joe's Autograph Adventures, all of them on Jazzy Joe Entertainment on YouTube. Go and check it out. I want to know what your thoughts are on the future of vinyl before we close, Jazz. People look upon it as something that's come back. The youth, the younger generation is getting interested in it. Vinyls are selling more than ever before. Turntables are selling more than ever before. What to use the future of vinyl?
Yes, definitely, Hrishi. And that was the idea of doing the web series. Talking to people who are into it and who will be responsible for the future of vinyl in India. These are the people who are with vinyl when it was not as popular. These are the people who have sowed the seeds of the future. Tomorrow, when everybody has vinyl and when everybody has turntables, these are the people who should be remembered, that they were responsible, for keeping it alive all these years. And I see the future as bright. So bright, I got to wear shades.
There's a song called "The Future's So Bright I Gotta Wear Shades."
Yes.
The warmth of the sound. I mean, I know for a fact, as a CD connoisseur, that CDs have that extra bit of treble or hiss.
Yeah.
What is it about sound that comes out of a vinyl that is so different from what one plays as MP3s or AACs on the phone, or even what we play as WAV files off a CD?
Yeah. Well, in CDs, the sound is very metallic and the bass is not as pronounced as you would find on an LP record or on a cassette or on a spool. Analog gives you the sound as it was recorded. Uncleaned, raw recording. As it was recorded, as it was meant to be. Untouched by human hands. That is what analog gives you. That is what vinyl gives you, which is why it is so hard to put it down even after more than 100 years of existence. It refuses to die because you can't keep a good thing down. You can make it unpopular, you can make it expensive, you can give 1,000 reasons for it not to be there. But if something is good, you cannot keep it down for too long. It will rise to the top. And that is the thing with analog sound. The power of vinyl is in the sound, not the new records. The new records are digital sound pressed on vinyl. So it is like the ladies in Kapil Sharma show.
That is a metaphor there. Quite an analogy.
Yeah. So that's the thing, that you are actually listening to digital sound on an analog platform. So the sound is digital. But if you listen to the old records, the analog masters, which have been transferred to vinyl, that is when you get to know what is the difference and why would people like me spend so much time, give so much space, spend so much of our money, like you said about your collection, which is true for every music collector. It is true. The wives, the mothers, the daughters, the sons, everybody, nobody can understand why so much money is being put in. So that is why I wanted to make this web series, to bring out those people who have sacrificed their time, money, and energy, and listening to their family and friends who think they are cuckoo, they are crazy, to bring them out and share the passion with the rest of the world, so that maybe people can understand that what is this story all about. Why would somebody, dedicate so much space in their house, spend so much money on something like this? Even I understand that a pen drive just takes a pocket, but the pleasure, the experience of vinyl is so different that it's like wine. It's like wine. You might go to the shop and buy local rum, but wine is wine. So similarly, the people, who are loving the analog sound, once you go black, you don't go back. once you are used to that sound, it's very difficult, Hrishi, to get into anything else.
Very well said. On that note, we're going to close down the grand finale of Jazzy Joe's Vinyl Adventures. Thank you for joining us. My name is Hrishi K.
Before we do, let me officially thank you so much for presenting this episode, for finishing this web series for us. It's a great thing for me. I cannot put into words the love and respect I have for you. We began our careers together, and when I see where you have gone and you've gone with passion, it's not about cheap fame. It is well-earned fame. Your love and respect that your fans all over the country and the world have for you is thanks to your love for music, your knowledge of music, and the way you put it through. So it's a great thing for me that you have agreed to present this episode. And let me officially thank you so much, Hrishi.
Such an honor that you would ask me to do this. How could I ever say no? Thank you very much, Jazz. That's Jazzy Joe. I'm Hrishi K, and we're signing off. Take care.
Right, guys. That was the great Hrishi K in a chat with me. I'd like to thank all of you for joining me today. And if you like this episode, please subscribe to the channel and like and share this video so that others can appreciate vinyl too. You can also share any questions, suggestions or feedback to this email, jazzyvinyl@yahoo.com. Once again, I thank you all for being a part of this web series, for being my support, and for being the reason for me to make this creative project. And I also like to thank all of those who supported me during this web series, who took a part, who were part of this web series and showed us the insights into the vinyl world. Thank you, everyone. And for all my collector friends, I wish you a very, very happy collection. And for everyone else watching, I'd like to thank you once again. So I hope to see you in the next web series. Till then, take care of yourself. Keep on collecting vinyl. Keep on listening to vinyl. And long live the vinyl.
Watch this. This.